An occasionally shimmering globe 6 feet in diameter hangs majestically above the Capitol Rotunda. The Minnesota Historical Society's Brian Pease provides the history of this century-old chandelier and explains what makes it so unique. The chandelier is one of the unique features of the state capitol. What makes it so popular?
It's in the center of the building, and so if you look at this big round space called the Rotunda, it's one of the things you'll notice when you walk into this space. It's directly above you, 142 feet above, and it's really kind of, this Rotunda is a showplace of the state capitol, so the idea is you see this beautiful light fixture that has 92 light bulbs inside of it that is really a spectacular part of the decoration. And that was what Cass Gilbert, the architect, had intended for this space, was to have this beautiful round space for the public and see all the beautiful architectural detail and artwork and light fixture in this case.
At the time, electricity was a new technology, and the chandelier was actually called Electrolier. Can you talk more about that?
Sure. Yeah, this was really an important part of this building's design, was to have wired electricity throughout the building. There was a power plant that generated all that electricity across the street from the Capitol, and you have to remember this was a place to really proclaim and brag about Minnesota's technology and prosperity and progress. And what better place to have that than in your state capitol? So at that time, a chandelier is a fixture that has candles technically, and we still call it a chandelier today. But at that time they were bragging that this was an electrolier because electricity was so new, so it had a real value to really enhance the understanding that technology was probably a new thing and an important part of this overall design of the Capitol.
Is there some symbolism to its placement and the fact that we're the North Star state and it's shaped like a globe?
Well, we do have the North Stars in the floor of the Rotunda that represent Minnesota, the North Star state, our state motto. If you look at the ceiling above here, it has a blue panels to represent the sky. There's 12 zodiac symbols and huge murals, 9-foot murals that represent the constellations. So some people do look at that chandelier or that electrolier as a symbol of the North Star. And part of that is the importance of the state symbol as a North Star state was it's a guiding light. And so other states can follow Minnesota's lead, and that's the symbolism behind that North Star. So that could be a very appropriate way of looking at that electrolier as a North Star.
How challenging is the maintenance of it?
Yeah, it's pretty impressive when you look at how high it is, and that's the question people will often ask on tours is how do you maintain that? There's over 48,000 crystal beads, 92 light bulbs inside that chandelier, and when you stand below here on the first, second, or third floor, you might be able to see there's 3 doors on hinges that can be lifted up. Well, you don't have to climb all the way up 140 feet to access that. It can be lowered on a winch and a chain, and then it gets accessed down on the first floor. And we can go in there, clean the crystal beads, change out the light bulbs. And so it's not as complicated as a lot of people might think it is. But once again, it's part of that overall design. You put in a beautiful light fixture, you are going to have to maintain it, so you have to figure out a way to get it up and down.
Is it true that it's done with a remote control now?
It is, yeah. Historically, it had a hand-cranked winch. So you can imagine that was somebody's job to lower that down to change those light bulbs. And now it's all wireless and mechanical, so you don't have to have as much of the manpower effort to raise and lower that chandelier.
If people want to see the chandelier lit, when are the times of year that it's lit?
Yeah, we have it every year. It's turned on for Statehood Day, May 11th is our state birthday, so we became the 32nd state, May 11th, 1858. So if you want to come and be guaranteed of seeing that turned on, that will be one day. We have started the tradition of turning it on for the first day of legislative session each year, so that's something that will be turned on that day. And there's state events and public gatherings that sometimes at
Chandelier.
Like the
grand opening?
Right, just in August of 2017 we had the grand reopening of the Capitol, and that chandelier was turned on each of those days.
Is there a reason why the chandelier is only turned on periodically?
I think part of that goes back just to the maintenance part of it, because it's a lot of work to raise and lower it. Even though it's automatically can be done, there's still a lot of wear and tear on the chain and the fixture, so it's not something you want to do every day, bring it up and down. So it really is, looking at the maintenance part of it. If you turn it on every day, it's often difficult, to bring it up and down to change a few light bulbs. And so the other part of that too is that has such a long tradition of not being on every day that it's something that people look forward to seeing. So if it were on every day, it would be like, well, that's a really neat part of the building, but there loses some of that specialness of being unique to the building and the size, and seen it turned on just a few times a year.